Welcome to the 5th episode of For the Record.
Oh, that is a beautiful mind style numeral mind meld.
What present is that in the anniversary world? It's not paper, it's not diamond.
It's a piece of string.
The 5th podcast.
You always remember your 5th, don't you?
You do.
You always remember your 5th.
My name's Tim Blackwell, and every week I'm going to be asking you, Jay Hildebrand, 4 burning questions from the world of news. And today, the world of news is the
Censored.
social media
That's right.
ban
How will we cope?
for our under 16s. And I'll kick off with a grab.
Oh, I love a grab.
Because I'm professional. Today, the day of recording, Albo jumped up, our Prime Minister.
Our Prime Minister.
And he gave a press conference. I think you told me this. The courtyard is a good place, right? When they do something in the courtyard.
It's good news.
It's good
See,
news.
the courtyard is good news. In the war room, bad news.
Our government is tabling rules that specify which types of online services will be captured in our world-leading laws. Young people under the age of 16 will not be able to have accounts on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, X, amongst other platforms. We want Australian parents and families to know that we've got your back.
So question one.
Is question one that it's only young people under the age of 16?
Not old people.
Not old people under the age of 16.
No, it was going to be.
Sorry, please.
Will this solve all our mental health crisis for our young people? Will this be the saviour that we need?
Yes. What's question two?
Well, question two is... then... Question two, will it work?
Yeah, well, the answer is no and no, but that's okay because everyone knows as soon as you ban something, there's always going to be kids and other people who are going to be able to get around it. But you know and I know that it just helps to have that little bit of
something in your
big
arsenal.
brother in the background, something in your arsenal. You say to your kids, as I do all the time, don't tease your sister, otherwise I'll call the police and you'll go to jail. And you can now do this with social media. So I don't mind. So we all knew that this social media ban was coming with things like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter or whatever. I don't think anyone under the age of 55
X.
is on Twitter anymore.
No.
X, whatever. Yeah. I can't call it X.
Well,
I can't take it that seriously.
Even hearing Anthony Albanese say Snapchat.
Snapchat. I was talking to Toto about Snapchat. And then it's been extended to YouTube, but it's only extended to accounts. So
well, that
kids
was an
can still watch
interesting-
it, and that is the key.
That's good.
That's good.
Because I have, as you know, I have
Everyone's kid watches YouTube.
a 6, 10 and a 12-year-old, and television doesn't exist. Apologies
there's
to
no
Sky
such
after
thing.
that.
Yep.
And they YouTube. They listen to music on YouTube.
Yep.
They watch
Dan
Bluey on
TDM.
YouTube. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Gamers. Instead of playing games now, they watch people play games. Just weird. But and I was very happy with it. So when it was first suggested by the E-Safety Commissioner, Australia's sort of Karen-in-Chief, Julian McGrath, that YouTube should be, I'm like, that's no. I'm for all the other bans.
So was
but
I.
YouTube, no, because... sometimes I need to work for days on end and I just need to...
Yes.
So here you go, kids.
Yeah.
Just watch it and they're fine. But then I saw because we've got kids similar ages, as you know, and when I saw that my 11-year-old had opened a little account on YouTube and it was just the cutest thing in the world. It was so sweet. And not a soul in the world has seen it, right? Except for me. I was literally the first viewer. And will probably be the only viewer. It's just like lists of his favourite Star Wars movies. But it just filled me with terror because I thought, oh my God, like now that that's there, he can interact. He leaves comments on things and say, hey, bro, nice gaming.
Because it is a social media, right?
And that's the terrifying bit, that you're just opening them up to the whole world and that whatever funny little embarrassing, naive, crazy things that they might have in their head suddenly goes out there and suddenly it's just fodder for, whoever is the weakest link in the chain, like the lowest person who's out there.
I heard another parent say once that thought was interesting that we're like, we don't let our kids out of the house anymore. Like I don't let my kids walk to school, for instance.
Yeah,
but yet we go, here's an iPad.
That's right.
With
Here's
the
access
world
to
on it.
all the. That's right. To all the worst people in the world.
Have that
and
in your
unfettered
room,
access.
but you're not walking 200 metres down the road.
Yeah, exactly right. So I'm normally all for, free speech and everything, but free speech is an adult's game. Free speech is for grown-ups. For kids, it's you do what you're told and then they don't do what you're told. But at least this way you can say, well, you have to do this because it's the law because Albo said so.
Yeah, Albo said Snapchat. Yeah.
And otherwise I'll call the police or Julian Grant. She'll come over and scold you.
I also like, because I was one of those people like, oh, you won't be able to police it because like if you want anyone to get through anything, you get a young person. But I also heard someone say this week that don't let perfect get in the way of good.
That's right. Perfect. That's right. Don't let perfect be the enemy of the good. And it's one of my favourite rules of it's one of my favourite rules of thumb because people say, oh, well, kids are going to be able to get around. Well, yeah. Like kids are going to be able to, smoke cigarettes if they want to at the age of 12 or 2 if you're that fat Indonesian kid. Remember him?
Oh, yes, I love that kid.
Yeah,
with all the cigarettes
that's right.
in his mouth.
Attitude, right? Like he was on YouTube.
Smoking's
but
cool.
that doesn't mean does that mean you say, oh, well, why bother banning it for kids? Because some kids will do it anyway.
Yeah.
Same for, I was all there, you were there because we were badasses and we were cool.
We were cool.
But that doesn't make it right, Tim.
No, I agree.
Just because we did it doesn't make it right.
No.
And we can't expect to hold our children to the standards that we expected to be held to when we were kids, because otherwise that would be unhypocritical.
Question number 3. Do you see any downside at all to this?
I think the problem will be that, and this is where people do sort of raise legitimate concerns, which is that it will be sort of censorship or, electronic monitoring by default. Because, of course, to prove that you're not a kid, that you're not under the age of 16, you're going to have to prove you're an adult. And that means inevitably there will be some kind of ID requirement for grown-ups, people like you and me, to go on social media. I actually think that social media is no place for grown-ups or kids because it's just idiotic, except for, when you just don't want a parent and you want to get your kids to just leave you alone. Mm-hmm. So the question is, so for example, what about every man's God-given right to secretly look up porn? Because they're doing it in the UK. There's already an ID requirement, apparently. So I heard.
Hang on, there's an ID.
So I heard.
There's an ID requirement now. I heard that you have to click on a button to say you're over 18. I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah,
and I heard from someone else who is not me that that in the UK you actually have to upload ID. So actually
naked ID.
Just a dick pic.
with your date of birth sharpied on it.
That's right. So, and again, is that a bridge too far? Do you really need the Sharpie?
Yeah.
Should have just
more of a big guy
enough. That's
big
right.
for your dick.
That's right. So, or it should be, just a light little pencil. So, you can, if you make a mistake,
Posca pen?
you can. I mean, once you go the paint pen, that's permanent.
Paint pens,
you
great.
can't go back.
Yeah.
So then it gets to the point where, all right, well, now everyone has our information. Evil Facebook. They're so evil that we're not letting our kids on them. But then we're saying adults can hand over all their information. Having said that, I think they've kind of already got all our information.
I've got all our information. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't even have to do it. They just know. Mm-hmm. They already know that guy who's not me is looking at porn.
It's not me either.
It's not me.
And final question, the age of 16.
Yes.
Is that now the new age of the adult? And if so, what does that mean for all the other stuff that you have to be 18 for?
Oh, my God. So do you know what else?
Because can we get beer out of a vending machine like in Germany when you're 16 now?
Yeah, see, this is the thing. So in the UK, you know what they've done in the UK, as well as making you put your driver's license in the computer when you want to watch porn, if you're not me. They're going to lower the age of voting to 16.
Okay.
So can you just imagine?
What do you think of that?
It's like saying, what do I think of the giant dumpster fire that guy is pouring petrol on out the front of the nuclear reactor?
Yeah, right.
Like, what do you think of that? You think, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like, so the UK is lowering the age of voting to the age of 16. And you and I know, because we were 16, remember? Mm-hmm. And remember how dumb we were?
Very much so.
We're going.
I was playing with Lego when I was 16. I was such a loser.
Yeah, I was still, fantasizing about Optimus Prime and whether he could beat the Decepticons one last time.
I didn't want to have to go and choose between Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton after that.
No, I know. This is the thing. No, we were too busy underage drinking and smoking and
not looking at porn.
And not looking at porn and not getting laid. And now the UK is going to say, hey, kids, while you're doing that, why not you choose the next government? And so we could get a situation in Australia. Everyone is watching Australia with the social media ban, obviously. Like everyone's thinking, all right, how is this going to go? That's why Albo says it's world leading. Because it is. We're the first to do it. And so you could end up with this situation. And there are people that, like the Greens and the Teals, like Monique Ryan is going to move a private members bill in the parliament saying that we should lower the voting age of 16. So just imagine the scenario. Just imagine this.
Okay.
Where it's, okay, kids, you haven't been able to look at any social media for your entire life. And now, here's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube and TikTok. And now go off and vote.
And go vote.